My child, do not scroll away. Stop exactly where you are. Take a deep breath. I intercepted your timeline tonight for a very specific reason. This is not an accident. This is not a random video on your screen. This is a divine appointment. I saw you tossing and turning in the dark. I heard the loud silence of your racing mind. I know you are exhausted. I know your eyes are heavy. I know you just want to sleep. But every time you close your eyes, the noise in your head gets louder. You try to shut it off. You try to force yourself to rest. But your brain will not stop running. I am here to step into that storm with you. I am here to sit at the edge of your bed. I want you to stay with me until the end of this message. I ask you to listen to every single word I am speaking to you right now, because I am about to show you exactly why tomorrow is already taken care of. I am about to show you why you do not need to fight this battle alone tonight. You have been fighting shadows. You have been fighting ghosts of things that have not even happened yet. And I am here to bring you back to the present moment. I am here to ground you in my absolute peace. I look at you right now, and I see everything. I see how your muscles are tense even as you lie in bed. Your body is supposed to be resting, but you are braced for an impact. Your hands are clenched tightly under the blanket. Your knuckles are white. Your jaw is tight. Your neck is stiff. Your breathing is shallow and fast. You are physically holding on to the weight of the entire world. I watch you trying to solve the problems of next month at midnight. You are trying to figure out how you will survive situations that do not even exist. You are playing out 100 worst-case scenarios in your mind. You are creating entire movies in your head where everything goes terribly wrong. You see yourself failing. You see yourself losing the people you love. You see yourself running out of time. You see yourself running out of money. You see yourself running out of strength. You are simulating all these disasters so you can prepare for them. You think that if you worry enough, you can somehow control the outcome. You think that if you anticipate every single danger, nothing can catch you by surprise. My precious child, I see how heavy this is for you. I see how this anticipatory anxiety is eating away at your soul. It is a heavy burden. It is a crushing weight. You are carrying a mountain that you were never supposed to carry. You are trying to hold the ocean in your bare hands, and your hands are slipping. Your grip is failing, and the fear of dropping everything is terrifying you. I see the secret tears you wipe away when no one is looking. I see the mask you wear during the day. During the day, you smile. During the day, you tell everyone you are fine. You are the strong one for your family. You are the one people rely on. You answer the questions. You solve the problems. You fix the broken things for everyone else. But now it is night. The house is quiet. The distractions are gone. The screen is your only light, and you are left alone with the deafening roar of your own deepest fears. You feel so incredibly isolated. You feel like you are the only person awake in the universe. You feel like you are battling these invisible monsters all by yourself. Your soul is completely tired. It is not just physical fatigue. It is a deep and agonizing soul exhaustion. It is the exhaustion of trying to be the god of your own life. It is the exhaustion of trying to manage the universe that I created. Listen to me carefully, my beloved child. I am not angry with you. I am not angry with your anxiety. I am not disappointed in you. I do not look at your panic and call it a lack of faith. I do not judge you for the chaos in your mind. I look at your panic, and I see a heart that is desperately trying to survive. I know exactly why you hold on so tightly to this illusion of control. I know the history of your pain. I know the times you were caught completely off guard. I know the moments in your past when you trusted the ground beneath you, and it collapsed. You have been blindsided by pain before. You have been betrayed by circumstances before. People have let you down. Situations have broken your heart. So you built this heavy armor of worry. You built this massive wall of overthinking to protect yourself. You tell yourself that if you expect the very worst, you will never be hurt again. You tell yourself that if you stay awake and stand guard, you can keep the bad things away from your door. I understand this defense mechanism. I see the wounded child inside you who just wants to feel safe. I validate your fear tonight. Your feelings are real. Your pain is completely valid. I do not condemn you for being afraid of the unknown future. I do not judge you for the emotional numbness you feel. Sometimes the pain is so overwhelming that your heart simply shuts down to survive. You are not weak for feeling overwhelmed. You are not a failure because you cannot stop crying in the dark. You are not a bad believer because you are wrestling with severe doubt tonight. Doubt is often just the shadow of a deeply tired mind. You are simply carrying a weight you were never designed to hold. I did not create you to carry tomorrow. I created you to walk in today. Your humanity is not a sin. Your fragility is not a flaw. It is the exact place where my strength is meant to meet you. I am sitting in this dark room with you. I am weeping with you. I am holding the pieces of your tired heart. I am not rushing you to heal. I am not telling you to just get over it. I am honoring your pain. I am honoring your exhaustion. But you must understand something crucial about the way you are fighting this battle. You are fighting the wrong enemy. The enemy is using this exact moment of your absolute exhaustion against you. He is twisting your desire for safety into a prison of panic. He is using your brilliant mind to torture you with lies. And I need to reveal his strategy to you before the sun comes up. I need you to see what is really happening in the spiritual realm around your bed right now. Because the truth about tomorrow is vastly different from the horror story your mind is telling you. And what I am about to show you will change the way you sleep tonight. I need you to look closely at the weapon you are using against yourself tonight. You call it preparation. You think that by overthinking every possible disaster, you are building a safe shelter. You believe that if you map out every single way things could go wrong, you will not be caught off guard. You are using your brilliant mind to create a dark prison of fear. I must speak the absolute truth to your heavy heart right now. You thought worrying was preparation, but it is a thief. It is a silent and ruthless thief. Worry does not prepare you for the violent battles of tomorrow. It only drains you of the vital strength you need to survive today. It steals the divine peace I gave you for this exact moment. It takes the gentle joy out of the present hour. It robs your physical body of the deep rest it desperately requires. You are trying to drive the car from the passenger seat. You are holding onto a steering wheel that is not even connected. You are pressing your foot on a brake pedal that does not exist. You are exhausting yourself trying to control a complex vehicle that I am already driving. I am the one holding the wheel of your entire life. I am the one navigating the dangerous and hidden roads ahead. I am the one who sees the massive obstacles before they even form in the distance. But you do not trust me to drive the car. You are terrified that if you let go of your fake steering wheel, we will crash into the wall. You think your constant anxiety is the only thing keeping your fragile life together. You think your midnight panic is the glue holding your broken world intact. My beloved child, your anxiety is not protecting you from the storm. Your panic is only destroying your internal peace. You are trying to control the wild wind. You are trying to command the violent waves of the ocean with your bare hands. You are taking on the heavy role of the creator. You are stepping into a supreme position you were never designed to hold. That position of absolute control belongs to me alone. I want you to release that heavy burden tonight. I want you to look at the closed doors in your life with a completely different perspective. You thought the harsh rejection you faced recently was a cruel punishment. You thought the painful delays in your plans meant I had entirely forgotten you. You thought the long silence from heaven meant I was deeply angry with you. I tell you right now that a divine delay is not a permanent denial. The painful rejection you cried over was actually my divine protection in action. I closed those heavy doors because I saw the destruction that was waiting behind them. I stopped those specific plans because they would have eventually destroyed your soul. I am actively shielding you from massive storms you cannot even see on the horizon. I am constantly keeping you away from hidden traps that were set perfectly for your feet. What your limited eyes call a terrible setback is actually a divine setup for your ultimate deliverance. Let us look very closely at the future you are so intensely afraid of. You are trying to map out a massive territory you have never even visited. You are trying to predict the exact weather of a season that has not yet arrived. You carry a very heavy mental calendar of imaginary tragedies. You mark down specific dates for terrible disasters that will never actually happen. Look back at your own past. Look at all the terrifying things you worried about 5 years ago. Look at the dark nightmare scenarios that kept you wide awake 3 years ago. Think about how many of those nightmare scenarios actually became your reality. Most of them vanished like thin smoke in the wind. Most of them were just empty shadows cast by the loud anxiety in your own mind. And the few hard things that did actually happen, I walked you safely through them. I did not let you drown in the deep waters of your past. I provided the exact grace you needed on the exact day you needed it. I gave you the immense strength for the battle only when the battle actually arrived. But you cannot access the divine grace for tomorrow while you are still in today. I do not give you the strength for Tuesday on a Monday night. I give you your daily bread. I give you exactly what your soul needs for this current hour. When you try to forcefully pull the massive problems of next month into tonight, you break yourself. You collapse entirely under a terrifying weight that is completely unnecessary. You think your intense worry is a strong shield of heavy armor, but it is actually a suffocating cage. It is a cold metal cage that keeps you trapped in a cycle of endless panic. I want to unlock that heavy cage right now. I want you to see that you do not need to figure it all out before the sun rises. You do not need to have a complex backup plan for your backup plan. You do not need to be the chief architect of your own personal salvation. I am the master builder of your destiny. I know exactly how the entire beautiful story ends, and I can promise you that the ending is completely safe and completely glorious. You are desperately trying to micromanage a vast universe that I have already perfectly balanced. Feel the profound stillness of this specific moment. The rest of the busy world is asleep or rushing blindly forward, but time has completely stopped for you and me right here. This is a highly sacred intersection of time and eternity. I saw you wandering endlessly in the dry desert of your own tired mind. I saw you desperately searching for clean water in very dry and empty places. You tried to find temporary peace in endless digital entertainment. You tried to find shallow comfort in the changing opinions of other broken people. You tried to completely numb the sharp pain with busy schedules and loud noises. But none of those temporary solutions actually worked for you. The crushing anxiety always came rushing back the second the room got quiet again. Because human solutions simply cannot fix a deep spiritual exhaustion. Only the supreme creator of your eternal soul can give your soul true and lasting rest. That is exactly why I brought you here tonight. I bypassed all the ordinary noise of the internet to speak directly into your weary spirit. I carefully arranged the exact timing of this very second so you could hear the absolute truth. Your heavy heart is deeply bruised, but it is finally open. Your restless spirit is profoundly tired, but it is finally paying attention. You are sitting exactly where you are supposed to be right now. You have not missed your hidden exit on the highway of life. You have not permanently ruined the master plan I wrote for you. Even in your darkest doubt, you are held securely in my perfect timing. But I must urgently warn you about what is happening in the unseen world around your bed. The spiritual realm is very real and very active tonight. The relentless attacks on your mind are not just simple chemical imbalances. They are highly coordinated spiritual efforts to keep you living in a constant state of terror. The invisible thief comes only to steal, to kill, and to absolutely destroy. And right now, he is desperately trying to steal your precious sleep. He is trying to completely kill your fragile hope for tomorrow morning. He is trying to forcefully destroy your inner peace by projecting false images into your mind. He is a master of dark illusions. He projects a giant, terrifying shadow on the wall to make you think a monster is in the room. But it is just an empty shadow. It has zero real power over your life unless you give it your active belief. Every single time you indulge in those worst-case scenarios, you are giving him solid ground. Every single time you let your mind spiral down into panic, you are actively agreeing with his lies. I need you to completely break that dark agreement tonight. I need you to stop shaking hands with the very fear that is trying to kill you. You must stand firm in the authority I gave you. You must learn to recognize the familiar, urgent voice of the dark accuser. He always speaks to you in sudden urgencies and extreme panic. He always tells you that your time is rapidly running out. He always tells you that you are about to fail completely and publicly. He always highlights your terrible weakness and completely hides my immense strength. He points out every single flaw in your fragile plan. But my divine voice is completely different. My voice is like a deep, gentle, and slow-moving river. My voice brings intense clarity, not chaotic confusion. My voice brings a heavy, comforting, and grounded peace. The enemy is fighting you so incredibly hard tonight because your massive breakthrough is imminent. The bright dawn is about to violently break over the dark horizon of your life. A completely new season of absolute favor is rushing aggressively toward you right now. And the darkness always fights the hardest just before the bright sun finally rises. He desperately wants you to give up on the very final step of the long staircase. He wants you to turn around right before you open the golden door of massive blessing. Do not let him win this intense mental battle tonight. Do not let him drain the sacred energy you will desperately need for the profound joy of tomorrow. You have to fight this aggressive attack by refusing to fight in your own strength at all. You fight this panic by collapsing completely and totally into my waiting arms. You fight this profound anxiety by entirely surrendering the heavy weapons of your worry. and I am about to show you exactly how to do that. I am about to actively build a massive fortress of blazing fire around your tired mind. If you stay with me in this next moment, you will physically feel the shift in the atmosphere. The crushing, heavy pressure on your chest is about to be lifted entirely. I am stepping into your room right now. I am standing directly between you and the dark shadows of your intense anxiety. I am drawing a holy and unbreakable circle of absolute protection around your bed tonight. The terrifying storms you see on the distant horizon will never touch your safe house. The vicious winds of chaos will break completely before they ever reach your fragile walls. I am actively placing a heavy shield of divine peace directly over your exhausted mind. I command the loud and chaotic noises of your midnight panic to fall completely silent. I command the racing thoughts of absolute disaster to stop immediately in my presence. I am wrapping your tired physical body in a thick blanket of deep spiritual security. You do not have to fight these unseen and terrifying monsters anymore. I am the supreme warrior who fights entirely on your behalf when the vicious enemy tries to whisper a dark lie into your ear tonight. He will meet my blazing fire. I am washing away the heavy and toxic residue of all your past traumas right now. I am carefully removing the dark energy left behind by the people who deeply hurt you. I am forcefully blocking every single invisible arrow that was aimed directly at your fragile heart. You are completely and safely hidden beneath my mighty wings. No invisible weapon formed against your beautiful mind will ever prosper in my kingdom. I want you to physically participate in this massive spiritual shift right now. I want you to boldly claim this divine protection for your own life and your own room. Type Amen in the comments below right now to declare that your mind belongs entirely to my peace. Type it to publicly break the dark agreement you accidentally made with your intense fear. Watch how the heavy atmosphere in your quiet room immediately shifts when you declare my name. Watch how the suffocating and heavy pressure on your chest slowly begins to lift away. You are sealing all the dangerous spiritual cracks in your armor when you openly agree with my absolute truth. I am actively guarding your resting place while you do this simple action. I will not sleep so you can finally rest your exhausted soul. I will not blink so you can finally close your heavy eyes in total and absolute safety. I am standing firm at the very door of your restless mind. I am standing as a giant guard at the deep windows of your fragile soul. The intense darkness cannot ever cross the holy bloodline I have drawn around your entire life. The heavy spirit of depression has absolutely no legal authority over your resting body. The frantic spirit of massive anxiety must bow completely to the supreme authority of my spoken word. Feel the temperature in the room change as my warm presence pushes out the cold and bitter fear. Feel your shallow breathing become deep and completely rhythmic again. You are deeply safe. You are entirely protected from the front and from the back. You are deeply held by the exact same hands that created the vast and endless galaxies. You can finally exhale the heavy breath you have been holding all day long. Now I want to speak directly about the tomorrow you are so desperately trying to control. I have a massive and beautiful breakthrough waiting for you on the other side of this dark night. But you must completely understand how this divine breakthrough actually works in my kingdom. It does not come through your frantic efforts to manipulate the broken pieces of your human life. It does not come through your endless overthinking or your highly complicated backup plans. It comes strictly through the quiet and beautiful miracle of your total surrender to me. When you finally let go of the heavy steering wheel, my perfect intervention begins immediately. The very complex situations you are trying to force will untangle themselves through my effortless grace. The heavy stone walls you have been banging your tired head against will simply fall down in the wind. I am opening massive spiritual doors for you that no human being can ever shut again. I am actively making wide and clear paths in the middle of your most confusing and dark wilderness. I am providing clean and deep rivers of fresh life right in the center of your dry desert. Your ultimate surrender tonight is not a sad or pathetic defeat. It is the exact golden key that unlocks the massive vaults of my divine favor for your future. You think letting go means you are completely giving up on your beautiful and wild dreams. But letting go actually means you are giving your dreams directly to the only one who can safely fulfill them. I am going to softly and completely restore the years that the painful locusts have eaten away from you. I am going to quietly rebuild the ancient ruins of your deeply broken and tired heart. The specific human relationships that are causing you such intense agony will be handled by my perfect wisdom. The terrifying financial mountains that keep you awake in panic will be leveled entirely by my supreme grace. I will give you a profound and heavy peace that completely surpasses all human logic and understanding. I will give you a deep and quiet joy that is completely unbothered by external circumstances and bad news. I will give you a solid internal foundation of stone that cannot be shaken by any unexpected storm. This is my unbreakable and eternal promise to your weary soul tonight. When you wake up tomorrow morning, you will physically feel a strange and beautiful lightness in your chest. You will face the brand new day with a quiet and highly dangerous spiritual confidence. You will not react with explosive panic to the sudden challenges of the new morning, because you will finally know that I am already standing there, waiting for you with the perfect solution. The heavy iron chains of your old toxic patterns are breaking right at this very moment. The terrible cycles of generational anxiety and fear are stopping permanently with you tonight. You are stepping fully into a completely new era of absolute emotional freedom. You are walking boldly out of the dark mental prison cell that you accidentally built for yourself. I am handing you the legal papers of your total emotional emancipation right now. You are finally free to simply breathe again without fear. You are free to simply exist without constantly apologizing for your beautiful and necessary presence in this world. You are free to hope wildly again without the terrifying and paralyzing fear of sudden disappointment. This profound freedom is your divine inheritance as my child. This absolute peace is your permanent birthright as a beloved member of my royal family. You need to deeply remember exactly who you are right now in this exact moment. And you need to deeply remember exactly who I am. You have completely forgotten your true royal identity in the middle of this dark and noisy panic. You have started listening to the cruel and empty voices that call you a massive failure. You have slowly accepted the dark labels of the broken world that call you permanently damaged. I am washing those dirty and false labels off your beautiful soul right now. You are not an orphan desperately fighting alone in the freezing dark of a chaotic world. You are not a forgotten mistake wandering aimlessly through an empty universe. You are a highly chosen instrument of my divine grace and massive power. You are wildly and unconditionally loved far beyond your limited human comprehension. You are intricately and purposefully woven together by my own gentle hands. Your painful past mistakes do not define your permanent identity in my eternal kingdom. Your current mental struggles do not disqualify you from my magnificent and massive calling on your life. Your intense moments of human weakness are simply beautiful opportunities for my immense power to be displayed. Look directly at me and hear my voice clearly above the roaring storm in your head. I am the Alpha and the Omega. I am the very beginning and the absolute end of all created things. I am the supreme creator of time and the undisputed master of all eternity. I am already standing boldly in the exact tomorrow you are so desperately afraid of. I have already walked completely through the next 10 years of your beautiful life, and I return to you in this exact moment to tell you that it is all perfectly safe. I have already defeated the massive giants you are absolutely terrified of facing next week. I have already built strong bridges over the deep canyons you think you cannot possibly cross. Your fragile human identity is safely hidden completely inside my supreme and unbreakable power. You carry the heavy and glorious weight of my divine spirit inside your physical body every single day. You are a radiant being of pure spiritual light, walking bravely through a very temporary darkness. You must actively claim this absolute truth right now before the enemy tries to steal it again in the morning. I want you to click the like button on this video right now to digitally seal this massive promise into your soul. Click it as a physical micro-action of your rapidly returning faith. Click it to boldly announce to the unseen spiritual realm that you remember exactly who your Father is. Every single time you boldly agree with your divine identity, a heavy iron chain violently breaks in the unseen world. Every single time you stand tall in who I created you to be, the massive darkness violently trembles in absolute fear. You are shifting right now from a helpless victim of random circumstance to a powerful victor in my endless grace. You are crossing over right now from deep and paralyzing fear into absolute and unshakable trust. But to fully step into this beautiful and entirely new reality, I need you to do one final and difficult thing for me tonight. I need you to physically perform an act of total and complete release before you finally close your heavy eyes. I am waiting, with my hands completely open to receive your massive burden. Are you finally ready to give it all to me? Take a deep breath right now. I want you to physically feel the heavy air leaving your tired lungs. Exhale all the intense anxiety you have been holding in your tight chest all day long. I want you to gently unclench your hands under those warm blankets. Let your fingers completely relax and fall wide open. Stop holding on so tightly to the heavy steering wheel of your fragile life. Stop gripping the sharp edges of your massive human problems. You are bleeding emotionally because you simply refuse to let go of the broken glass. I am standing right next to your bed right now, with my gentle hands wide open. I am asking you to give me the heavy keys to your completely unknown future. I am asking you to hand over the heavy burden of your deep anticipatory anxiety. You do not need to figure it all out tonight. You do not need to solve the massive problems of tomorrow before tomorrow even arrives. Give yourself complete and total permission to be entirely weak in my strong arms right now. It is completely okay for you to be absolutely exhausted. It is completely okay for you to finally admit that you cannot carry this massive weight anymore. I never actually asked you to carry this heavy world in the first place. I only asked you to simply walk beside me and let me carry the heavy bags for you. Drop the heavy bags of your endless overthinking on the floor right now. Drop the massive and heavy suitcase of your past failures. Drop the terrifying backpack of your future fears. I am taking all of it away from your fragile and tired shoulders tonight. Feel the massive weight physically lifting off your tight neck and your aching back. Feel the sudden and beautiful emptiness in your open hands now that you have finally let it all go. Your hands are finally empty, so they can properly receive my fresh and beautiful blessings in the morning. You simply cannot hold my divine peace if you are still desperately holding on to your human panic. Release it all to me in this very quiet and highly sacred moment. Let your tired mind finally surrender to the deep silence of my absolute and unconditional love. Let go of the heavy conversations you had earlier today. Let go of the harsh words that people carelessly threw at your fragile heart. Let go of the massive mistakes you think you made this afternoon. I have already forgiven them. I have already washed them away in the massive ocean of my infinite mercy. You do not need to carry yesterday into the sacred space of your sleep tonight. Yesterday is completely gone, and I have sealed its heavy doors shut forever. Tomorrow is not here yet, and it is completely safe in my strong hands. All you have is this exact and beautiful second of absolute peace. Breathe in my calming presence. Breathe out your heavy and toxic human fear. Your chest is becoming lighter with every single breath you take right now. Your mind is becoming quieter with every single second that passes. The loud voices of your inner critic are fading away into complete and absolute nothingness. I know it feels incredibly terrifying to finally let go of your false sense of control. You feel like you are falling backward into a deep and dark abyss. But I promise you that you are not falling into the terrifying dark. You are falling directly into the soft and completely secure center of my eternal grace. I will catch you completely. I will hold you entirely. You will not hit the hard ground. You will only hit the solid and unbreakable foundation of my divine protection. You can finally stop fighting the strong current of the river and just let my gentle water carry you safely home. I am standing as a silent and deeply powerful guard over your rest tonight. I am actively watching over your slow breathing and your steady beating heart while you finally sleep. You can completely trust me to keep the massive and chaotic world spinning while you rest your tired eyes. The sun will absolutely rise again tomorrow because I have already commanded it to rise for you. But before you drift entirely into a deep and completely healing sleep, I have a gentle and vital mission for you. I want you to think carefully about another broken soul who might be lying awake right now. Think about someone else who is completely trapped in the dark and terrifying prison of their own mind tonight. You know exactly who they are because they hide their massive pain behind a bright smile just like you do. They are staring at the dark ceiling right now and feeling completely abandoned by hope. They are running those same terrifying and dark scenarios in their exhausted mind. I want you to be my divine and chosen messenger of deep peace to them right now. I want you to share this exact message with them before you close your eyes. Send this to them so they finally know that I have not forgotten them either. Let them hear my gentle voice, pulling them safely out of their midnight panic through your simple action. Let your tiny act of sharing become a massive and unbreakable lifeline for their drowning and tired soul. You will sleep even deeper, knowing you just helped me rescue a broken friend from the terrifying dark. You are passing the warm torch of my divine peace into another cold and empty room tonight. The heavy lifting is completely done for today. The loud and incredibly busy world outside your window will wait for you. You do not owe anyone anything else for the rest of this night. The urgent digital emails and the loud human demands can stay completely silent until the morning sun finally rises. Your only divine assignment right now is to simply exist and to be deeply loved by me. You have finally handed the heavy iron keys back to the rightful owner of the vast universe. You are no longer the tired manager of your own impossible destiny. It is time for you to gently close your heavy and tired eyes. It is time for your racing human heart to slow down to the gentle and steady rhythm of my perfect peace. Sink deeply into your warm bed and let the thick darkness become a soft and heavy blanket of absolute safety. Do not be afraid of the quiet and still night anymore. I have removed all the hidden monsters from the dark shadows of your room. I am holding the entire night securely in the palm of my steady and eternal hand. The massive storm inside your head is completely over now. The violent waves of your deep anxiety have completely flattened out into a perfectly still and silent sea. Rest now, my precious and highly beloved child. Sleep deeply and completely without any lingering fear. I have absolutely everything under my complete and perfect control. I am already waiting for you in the bright and beautiful joy of your brand new tomorrow.